Coach, no rain in the forecast. That's the good news, but it is a chilly December day here in the Northwest at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Here's Dalvin Cook, third-year back from Florida State. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On second down, Cook. 22 yards there, a first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a...
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. A week ago, they dominated in the trenches. They got in the backfield for 5 sacks, setting the tone there, one on the opening drive.
And it sets the tone for the opposing team, doesn't it? Remember when you were a kid and you went to the theater and saw that horror movie and it stuck with you for a while and you were a little bit jumpy? Well, if you saw 5 sacks the previous week and you're the quarterback, you might be a little jumpy as well. It might throw off his timing.
Yeah, it'd be jumpy, but sorry, Bob and Linda wouldn't let me see a PG movie until I was 17.
Well, that's just good parenting.
Well, pass complete there to Crabtree. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Tedrick Thompson picks him, and his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Now again, right side. It's Carson, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down.
Check me out. Well.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Again from the 20 after the incompletion. Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go, D.
Cousins gives way to Cook. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Cousins. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, certainly it appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Right there in the middle, 55.
In your face.
Kill.
Bulls will be coming down.
Now a first carry for Donnell Pumphrey. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
What's the old adage, partner? Don't judge the book by its cover, because this guy, he takes the mantra that he'll go down with a brisk gust of wind and sets it on its head. Great effort there to break a tackle and come up with a nice gain.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He'll find Metcalf. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to catching it and losing that kind of yardage.
Let's go, defense. Here we go. Shift.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. He's going to fire one deep over the... This is caught inside the 15. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 35. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's first and goal from just inside the 10. No score after one on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they go to work on a first and goal.
See, you got him playing inside.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be second and goal.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, I like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That's 2 different girls.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
But she was trying to strike a trying to see if I talked to her.
They'll try to run with Carson. And this is not going to do it as he's stopped at the 2-yard line. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal.
Which confirms, way up there in the third wall?
No, in the last back over. Which confirms that's not the point.
They come out here in the eye. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on third and goal.
Hey, watch it, watch it.
They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Extra point up and through by Myers, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
You know what?
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? And turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second and a couple.
Let me get that.
And some space here.
House call.
There he goes right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
Now, that was a beautiful play. A pick 6. How would you punctuate something like that, partner?
What do you mean, with an exclamation mark?
Exclamation mark, a big word. What would you do with that?
Ampersand?
I like it.
Myers connects on the PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Now a give running right. It's Cook. They find some open field here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
I know he ain't got it.
They run again on 1st down. Cole, quick strip, the ball's out, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They go read option with Wilson. He gives it up. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. They'll rifle this one deep right side. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line, so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And they'll take
Nigga,
inside
you missed
the
this
45
play.
at the 44-yard
Look,
line.
and he jumped up for the ball. He knocked the ball out of his hand. Then he came and dived on him.
So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
Coming up at the half, a reminder we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Here's a run on 1st down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Hey, 0, 0, 0. You gotta get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Check, check, check. Switch. Check 50.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction, and when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
You running into shit.
Holton Hill, the one there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's go, defense.
You grown man, you own man.
Jim.
No, all the time.
36 power.
Just touch it.
Play action. Now Wilson. That's going to be caught.
Damn!
And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They come out here in the I. Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. They'll try to run this one in, and he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Chris Carson, as the first half is winding down, and the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers, and it's now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Double up.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Fuck you up. That nigga just ran with big run way back and run way forward up.
That nigga all the pizza and everything, didn't he? Oh, that another nigga.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 19-yard line.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
I'm looking at your thing. That look just like you. How you be doing that shit? How you be doing that shit?
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
What?
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
You ready? You ready? You ready? Hey, check right, check right. Watching you guys. Okay. You guys listen. Share.
To throw is Wilson. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. DK Metcalf
28,
with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and it is 28-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Hey, watch that. Hey, yo. Shift. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Check.
Off the play fake. Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. The former #1 overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Kill. Here we go.
Now a run with Cook. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Cousins from the gun on third. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Mike 51, Mike 51.
From the 22, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, third and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now fourth down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Now Cousins on fourth down. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now.
I'll go special. I'll go special. Watch twist.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Let him come back.
Bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings. Yeah, so hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, it's certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
It's 4th down.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. So out of bounds on the punt, and the spot will be, the side judge says, right at the 35-yard line here. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
On 1st and 10, Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
You got it.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Check. Line out. Go ahead. Hey, switch gears.
Play action now, Cousins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Check Mike 54.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And he's able to find Diggs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Akello Witherspoon, really good coverage from the Colorado man, getting a hand in on it. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Blue down, blue down. Hey, can.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Listen to me.
From the gun, here's Cousins. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
From the 36, Wilson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 3.
14, got it. 55, right there in the middle, 55. Big.
Now it's Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
4 down. Alert. 55.
Now it's Wilson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Wilson. And he's going to go down again. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Everson Griffin able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A very solid gain of 27. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Cousins on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Here's Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. This is caught. So with the pass being completed, they'll go ahead and take that instead.
Nothing extra to be gained. Pass interference at the spot, completed the pass. That was your play, so it might as well have not even had the penalty.
Suddenly, it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
Let's get off the field. Back.
Here's Carson. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson with his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
All right. Love you, Mom.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong.
3rd and long for Cousins. And Diggs has it. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Cousins. He's going to let it fly. And now here is another interception. Trey Flowers picks it, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes. Get out of there.
So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the one touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This is the type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no